Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dirty Martini. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you're having an amazing week. My week has been, to put it simply, emotional warfare. Now, buckle up because none of my friends are here and I need to complain to someone, I need to vent, and you get the privilege to be the ones I vent to. Before I begin with explaining why it was actually such a roller coaster of a week, I want to give you what signaled me that it's going to be that type of weeks. So, on Sunday, as I was on my hot girl walk, looking the least hot I've ever looked, I got catcalled. Now, this, unfortunately, isn't something that happens rarely, but this one was particularly disgusting because it was done by a significantly older man who just biked past me and started blowing me kisses and saying some stuff, but he was very visibly non-sober, so I couldn't understand what he was saying, so I just flipped him off and went my way. Now the thing is, every time someone catcalls me, I flip them off, and one day this could potentially bite me in the ass, because you don't know how aggressive the catcallers are going to be, but I refuse to tolerate catcalling. I just want you to know that if you are catcalling women or men or whoever, like whatever, I don't want to be associated with you, and all of the people who are like you deserve to be deported to an island where you live together and don't socialize with any other being on this planet because you literally do not deserve it. And then, to make things better, I had to walk past a group of, I don't know, do I call them guys, do I call them men, but like male species around my age or like 1 or 2 years older. There is only a few things I hate on this planet more than walking past a group of men. I am always like, am I going to get catcalled? Am I going to get harassed? Am I going to get assaulted? So, how I love being a woman. Anyways, I split that group like the Red Sea, and in moments like these, I forget how to walk. It is so embarrassing. My pulse starts pulsing, like my heart is beating so fast, and I just want to get out of there as soon as possible, but my body literally shuts down, and see, I would have crossed the street, but there were other men on the other street. I don't know. Is this trauma response? Probably. Am I going to fix it? I don't know. It is a protective mechanism which has protected me so far and hopefully for the future. And it is sad that I even have to think about this, but unfortunately, this is what life as a woman is. Oh my god. Let me tell you, once I was complaining that, as per usual, what else do I do in this life? That I got catcalled by that guy and the one guy, doesn't matter who, because I honestly don't know him, doesn't matter. He's non-existent in my world. But I was complaining that he catcalled me, and it was done in a very disrespectful way because he then followed me and stuff, and he tried to talk to me. It was late at night, I was by myself, so, fun stuff. And one of the responses I got was, be thankful that they are attracted to you and want you. And you know what's even worse? That response was not given by a man. Girls, we are losing our soldiers. We are losing ourselves. What do you mean I should be grateful that they want me? I'm never going to be grateful that someone catcalled me. What the fuck? I don't know what to say. Just like in that moment, the woman was too stunned to speak. Yeah. So anyways, back to the main stuff. So let me first paint the picture. I am currently having forced floor time, and I will explain it in a second why it is forced. I am drinking a Leafmans, which is the best Dutch invention since tompoes. Honestly, if you ever come to the Netherlands, forget the weed, forget stroopwafels. Everything you need to try is tompoes and Leafmans. And I promise you, you will have a great experience. Those things are just chef's kiss. So yeah, I'm drinking a Leafmans. I made an industrial amount of guacamole, and I'm having tortilla chips. Because honestly, nobody taught me how to make portions suitable for one person. That is why I always make food for a family of 5. And I choose to call this meal preparation. It's not that I don't know how to portion. I'm just resourceful. I am efficient. And that is an delusion. Anyways, yeah. I'm having a ton of guacamole currently. And later, I'm so excited because I have a planned date with Carrie Bradshaw because I'm on season 3 of Sex and the City. And I honestly cannot tell still if I love or hate the show. Currently, okay, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Sex and the City and you plan on watching it, skip a few minutes ahead. So, Carrie Bradshaw is really, really pissing me off because currently she's doing her going back to a fair thingy with Big. And girl, if there is someone who understands the attraction to medium ugly, highly dysfunctional men, it is me. But like this is too much. And it's pissing me off and I don't support it. So it's genuinely making me so mad. I don't know if I want to continue watching the series. So, I don't know. I most likely will continue so that I can get my, redemption or whatever. But I also know that they end up together, which is really pissing me off because can we not? Can we, I get the hype around toxicity. Trust me, I do. It is fun. It is entertaining. But girl, there is a difference between toxicity and an actual death penalty. Emotional death penalty. So pick your poison, I guess. I don't know. It's pissing me off and it's making me reflect on all my decisions I've taken when it comes to dating. And now I don't feel so bad about myself, honestly. Things could be worse. So anyways, Sex and the City, yeah, I plan on binging it. And I bought 1 kilo of salted caramel ice cream. Salted caramel is, for whatever reason, not a big flavor back home in Bulgaria. So every time I'm in the Netherlands, this is my go-to. I'm so excited to have all of it. And trust me, I'm not going to even regret a single bit the stomachache I'm going to have after consuming all of this. It is also going to be worth it. And now, why is it going to be worth it? Because of my forced floor time. Now, why is my floor time forced? Because, my dears, I literally cannot walk anymore. Today is King's Day. And if you don't know, that is the national holiday of the Netherlands. And it celebrates the birthday of the king. So, shout out to the king. Happy birthday, bestie. Did I just disrespect royalty? Am I about to get deported? Tune in next week and find out. Do I edit this out? No. I'm just in a silly goofy mood. Let's just leave it in. Anyways, yeah, so it celebrates the birthday of the king. And King's Day is also known as the worst nightmare for everyone who works in the restaurant or the catering industries. And now is the time to mention that I found a job. I am no longer unemployed, unfortunately. And I will tell you why I'm saying unfortunately. So, a bit over 1 month ago, I found a job. I started working at this sandwich place that I'm not going to mention the name of because I'm trying to avoid getting sued for defamation. Because honestly, I have nothing good to say about this place. I am so disappointed. I'm so frustrated. And now you may say, well, if you're so unhappy, just quit and find another job. It's not that easy. I've started looking for new jobs. I keep getting rejected by every single job I apply for. And it is annoying because I don't mean to be cocky, but I don't think I'm that incapable that I'm unable to do a minimum wage job. But why am I so frustrated with my current one? Why is my current one making me long dream for, pray for unemployment? Well, I am being treated like an absolute piece of shit. So, none of the agreements I made with the person who hired me have been... What is the word? Oh my god, English isn't Englishing after an 8-hour shift. None of the expectations have been met. None of the promises have been kept. Look at me rhyming. Look at me rapping. Oh my god. Anyways, and it is just frustrating. I'm being scheduled significantly less than upon agreement. And my biggest frustration was when I received my first paycheck and I saw that I have been paid significantly less under minimum wage. Turns out that they paid me only for 1/3 of the hours I have worked. And they were like, but you didn't work the rest of the hours. And I'm like, no, I fully did. Check your cameras, check your registers. So it took them a few days to realize that they made a mistake. And it took them over 1 week after realizing that they made a mistake to give me the rest of the money. And I was so mad. I couldn't recognize myself, but I really stood up for myself. And I'm proud of myself for standing up for myself because we're not talking about a difference of 5 euros. And I'm someone who, like all of you, has to pay bills and who ideally will have food on the table. So not getting all the money you've earned is not ideal. Not ideal. So yeah, today I had an 8-hour shift, and it is King's Day, which means that it was packed. And I already in the morning, no, actually, even starting from when the schedule first came out, and I had mentioned I am not available on King's Day, and they were like, well, that's too bad. You have an 8-hour shift. So yeah, since that moment on, I was very frustrated, and I was already preparing myself mentally for the worst day of my life, because last year I was a waitress on King's Day, and I don't think I've ever been through a more traumatic experience. It's just a lot. It really is a lot. And today I woke up and I was like, what if I just got hit by a car on my way to work? Like, not significantly, not like hospital type of car crash, but like, a little bump to afford me to text, hi guys, I actually cannot make it. I was in an accident. I was in an incident. Do you know how bad it has to be for me to want to get hurt? Not significantly again, but like sufficiently so that I don't make it to work. And it made me realize that when people say that you need to get a job which you love, and that if you love your job, you will never have to work a day in your life, they're onto something there. Before I got this job, I honestly thought that when they say this, they are missing a significant factor, that business and pleasure shouldn't always be mixed. I honestly thought that turning your hobby, turning your passion into a profit-making career would take away the pleasure. It would substitute pleasure with pressure. And I was wrong. I admit it, I'm wrong. I now realize that even if you don't love your job, you shouldn't work a job that you hate, because your job shouldn't be making you suicidal. Your job shouldn't be making you want to get hurt on your way to your shift so that you can skip, and it's just not it. So yeah, maybe people have a point when they're saying something. Not always, but sometimes they know what they're talking about. Now, I know that many of you, including my mom, are probably listening to this and screaming at me, quit your job, find a new one. If you're so unhappy, don't do it. See, it's not that easy. I am currently still in the process of looking for a job, even though I've already taken on this one. And I wouldn't say that I'm so incapable as a human being that I'm unable to perform minimum wage labor. But it's just the fact that I'm not even given the opportunity. And I keep getting rejection after rejection. And it is very disheartening, but I will keep on trying. And one day, it will all be worth it. Because one day, I promise to you, and I promise to myself, that I will have a job which I love. Or at least a job that doesn't make me suicidal. I'm sorry, Beyonce. They broke my soul. But I will repair it. I will repair it eventually. So now, after this shift, I could barely walk, and it took me 3 times more than normal to get back home. And my floor time is forced because I literally cannot go upstairs to take a shower, and I refuse to lay with outside clothes in my bed. So, a win is a win, I guess. I'm having floor time. There's nothing more I could ask for right now. Also, on my way back home, I had to go through all the King's Day crowds. And I originally thought, oh my God, after work, I would just go out with someone. We can have a drink. We can go to the concert in the city center. You literally cannot pay me enough money to force me to get out of the house right now. I'm sorry, but after today, I need to isolate. If I don't see people for the next 100 years, it would still be too soon. I'm not ready to socialize. My social battery is dead. And so am I internally. And I just cannot. Very bold of me to assume that I would be able to do anything but barely exist after today's shift. But enough about this. The other day was my dog's birthday. So, Lukey baby, happy birthday. I love you, my boy. And that dog, I just want to commemorate him by sharing my favorite Luke story with you. It was in January 2021, so still pandemic times, or at least in Bulgaria it was still pandemic times. There was lockdown. I was studying, I wasn't going to school in person. I was doing online classes. And Luke, he is a hunting dog. All of my dogs are hunting dogs because my father is a hunter. And while out hunting one day, Luke got lost. And my father spent a few hours looking for him just to find him in the snow. And maybe now is the time to mention that Luke has, his fur is the color of a dirty snow. He's white but has brown spots. He is a German pointer, and his camouflage is winter camouflage. So my father spent a few hours looking for him and found him laying in the snow with a broken leg. We still don't know how he broke it, but Luke broke his leg. He was taken to a hospital and he got surgery. He has some metal in his bone right now. All good. So he was on bed rest for a few weeks. I don't even remember if it was a few weeks or whatever. Time is blurry. Pandemic times does not exist. Anyways, so while my parents were at work, I was at home doing my online school stuff and taking care of Luke, who was sleeping and staying in the room that was next to the one I was studying in. And after every class, I would go check on him, play with him a little, and that was the time when TikTok dances peaked. That was the time when that one dance in particular, it was a dance to Nicki Minaj's verse on Plain Jane. And I performed that dance between every single class to Luke. And he got so triggered every single time. Because imagine, you have a broken limb, you cannot move, and you have someone visiting you every 45 minutes just to come and perform a TikTok dance to you. That is hell. I don't know why I did it. my intention behind this was not animal abuse, but now I literally see it as it is, emotional animal abuse. And I want to say, I love Luke more than life itself. I just did it because it was Coachella 2016. That was the vibe at the time. You just had to be there. So, in between one of the classes, after performing my dance routine, I took him out to take a piss. And I didn't use a leash because I was like, his leg is literally broken. He cannot run away even if he tried to. Yeah, or so I thought. That dog, Luke, literally, so he saw a deer and he started running after the deer because, again, a hunting dog. He started running as if he was Usain Bolt and nothing could stop him. And I started screaming and running after him. But the thing is, I was in slippers because I was just going outside of my house. I wasn't planning on going into the woods looking for my dog. So apart from being in in-house slippers, not outside slippers, but you know, those fluffy ones, I was wearing a tank top and shorts. Just a reminder to the beginning of the story. It is January. Winters in Bulgaria can be quite severe. The last few years, they have been warmer than it currently is in Bulgaria, and that is on climate change and global warming. But that winter, that specific day, there was snow above my knee. And I know, I've mentioned it before, I am not the tallest person to ever exist, but still that is a significant amount of snow, especially if you have to run through it in slippers, in a tank top, in shorts. And I had no time to go inside and change into winter appropriate attire because I was like, if I lose him, he's lost because his leg is broken. And after the adrenaline of him seeing the deer wears off, he will be in pain and he will not be able to come back home. So I start running after him. I'm yelling. My class in the other room has already started. They're taking attendance. So I cannot say I'm present in class. Which, whatever. I finally find Luke in the middle of the woods. Let's say a 10-15 minute walk from my house. An uphill walk, mind you. And he just stops. And as I had suggested, as I had thought, the adrenaline wears off and he just realizes that he cannot walk. Because while he's in the moment, he doesn't feel pain. But after it, the aftermath is just excruciating. And he just falls on the ground and I have to carry him. Luke is a big dog. Luke weighs more than 20 kilos, probably even more than 25. I don't know, he's a big man. And I had to carry him. That was before my fitness era. So 20 to 25 kilos was a lot for me. And let's just say, I was happy to get him home. And from that day onwards, doesn't matter if we're going from one room to the other, or I'm just taking him outside of the house, literally in front of the front door, I am never not using a leash. Luke is such an idiot. He is unbelievably stupid. No, actually, I don't think he's stupid. I think he plays pretend to be stupid because he's just conniving. He looks at you with the white of his eyes and always pretends like he's not hearing you. But I know he's hearing me. He's just a man. He is just a man. He is a complete and utter idiot. And he's the only idiot I choose to tolerate and the only idiot I love. So shout out Lucky, happy birthday, my boy. I hope you're happy and healthy and don't ever pull that trick on me again. Guys, I had the weirdest experience, the weirdest out-of-body experience last Sunday. So the majority of the day I spent procrastinating. I didn't want to work on my thesis. The weather was shitty, as it always is. I hope one day I make an episode of this podcast without me complaining about the weather. But that's not going to happen unless the weather changes. So anyways, it was hailing the entire day. And I just stayed in. And spent the entire day on Instagram. And as much as I'm ashamed to admit it, I am a literal social media addict. And I don't mean it in a funny way. I mean it in an actually concerning way. My attention span is terrible. So when I'm at home trying to study, I am unable to go more than 5 to 10 minutes without me picking up my phone to check Instagram. And there's nothing going on there. Nobody's texting me. But still, I scroll and scroll and scroll. And that day, on Sunday, something really interesting happened. So I decided, the entire day, I was on Instagram, as I already mentioned. And the thing is, while I'm doing it, I'm recognizing it as a toxic pattern. I'm recognizing it as something unhealthy, as something I should work on, as something I should eradicate. And after spending hours on Instagram, I decided to do my skincare. And I went up to the mirror, I washed my face, and I was just about to apply moisturizer. And I just looked in the mirror, and I was like, I don't recognize this face. It was like I had never seen my face before. And that was so weird. And I started inspecting every single crease of my face, every single feature. And I was like, I've never seen this before. I don't know this person. And I just started spiraling because I was like, am I face blind? What is going on? Because the thing is, it's really weird. But when I think of people, for example, when you tell me, what does your mom look like? I can tell you, I can visualize her in my head, but for a split second. Because I don't see features too clearly. I cannot, for example, paint a face from memory. Well, I cannot paint whatsoever, but let alone from memory. And the reason is because when I think of people, I don't think of what they look like. I think of how they make me feel. And my friends told me that this is not face blindness. This is just how my brain works. But it's honestly just the blind leading the blind and them trying to tell me that I am not mistaken that I wasn't made from a broken mold. I'm so sorry for singing this. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Billie Eilish, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to everybody who listened. Anyways, continuing. Yeah, so that's just how my brain works. I can sense energies, I can sense emotions, but I'm not a visual person. And it has always been the case when I think of others, but it has never been the case when I think about myself. And as a typical narcissist, I think about myself quite often. So not being able to visualize the person who occupies the most mental space in your head can be exhausting. And yeah, I started spiraling. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I obsessed over this thought for what now? Did you just hear my elbow crack? Oh my god. Oh yeah, so I obsessed over that thought for 6 days now, and it's not getting better. And in that moment, I was very much like, if you showed me a line of people, I don't think I would be able to tell you which one I am. And that was very concerning. So I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to get the thought out of my head. But I have spent an unhealthy amount of time in front of the mirror in the last 6 days trying to hyper-analyze every single feature of my face and trying to remember it and trying to come to terms with it. Because this face is new to me. It even though I've spent now 6 days with it and I'm trying to remember it, and I see a lot of resemblance with the face I thought I had, it is still new. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like my aura completely shifted in the matter of a few days, in the matter of a few hours, actually. So I decided that I should stop using social media, Instagram in particular. I am actually not using Instagram currently, and I want to see if that had any effect on it, because it is really shameful and embarrassing to admit, but I compare myself to people I see online. I compare myself to people in the sense that, look at that person, they're so pretty, and then look at me, and other people's beauty shouldn't take away from mine. The problem is that, as I already mentioned, I am a literal addict. And when you try to go cold turkey on a substance that you've abused, you just substitute it with a different one. So after 4 years of not using TikTok, I reinstalled the app and I'm addicted. I hate it. I really hate it. And the problem is that my algorithm doesn't know me yet. So it's just showing me the most popular, the most viral TikToks of the time. And the majority of what I'm seeing is just pretty girls who went viral just because they're pretty. And it is a me problem. I recognize it. It is self-projection. I recognize it. It is toxic. It is unhealthy. It is self-sabotage and just exhausting. but I compare myself to them. And I shouldn't. And the thing is, when I compare myself to them, I am not putting them down. I'm putting myself down for not looking like them. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but like, I'm being hard on myself for not being as flawless, or as, at least visibly, as flawless as someone who I have never met, and someone who I never will meet, and someone who I currently don't even remember what they look like. So that is exhausting. That is just so crushing. And I'm trying to work on it. I will keep you posted on my journey through this. I want to stop using TikTok as well. Like, I want to actually stop using social media for a little bit altogether. And usually my first resort when I delete Instagram is Pinterest. But Pinterest is currently so not enjoyable to me, because every single, or okay, not every single, but like every second or every third pin I see on my feed is an ad. And I'm just annoyed. I go to Pinterest when I want to look for aesthetic, when I want to look for calmness, when I want to look for inspiration. Not when I want to be captivated and captured by people trying to sell me stuff. I don't know. It's just annoying. Like, Pinterest has become far more commercial than it used to be. And I understand the process behind it, but I'm not enjoying it as a Pinterest user, which is why I don't use Pinterest as often anymore. And yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I will try to work on all of this. Maybe, who knows? Maybe tomorrow I will be better. Maybe I will get to know my features. Maybe, not maybe. I will be okay with my features. I will be okay with the way I look. And I don't care how much work it's going to take. I will be okay with the way I look. I will be. There's no other way. I am literally the only person who's guaranteed to spend my entire life with me. So might as well like myself, you know? Not even physically, also like mentally, but like I've worked on the mental part so much that I've, not to brag, but like I've really started to enjoy my company, which is a big reason of also why I don't want to socialize today. But like, yeah, now it's time to go back to basics and learn how to love ourselves on the outside. And yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. I always do. So, that being said, Carrie Bradshaw is calling my name, and so is that 1 kilo of salted caramel ice cream. So, I will talk to you soon. Hope to see you in the next podcast. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. Have a great evening. Have a great day. Have a great whatever it is. Thank you for listening. Bye.